Resources can finish. That's God. That's God. I love you, 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 God. Calm down. I rather now believe. I love you, God. I love you, God. I love you, God. Calm down.
Listen, there no be God.
There no be God. There no be God.
There no be God. Calm down. There no be God.
So welcome back, my people. That was Them No Be God by Mike Abdul featuring Babatunde, and it was produced by my beautiful friend here. Even though it's always very it was produced by Tolu Lokwe, yes, aka T Yanks, yes. T Yanks, the producer, produced this amazing song. And you know the funny thing is T Yanks always tell us he's busy. We're going to call him out on the social media. Okay, so whose report will you believe really? Is it a doctor's report or is it God's report? You know, a lot of people find it difficult to believe God's word, and not because they don't have faith. It's just I can put my hand on. My dear people, it doesn't work that way. God's report is the final report. Whose report will you believe? So I don't know what report the doctor has given you, or your friends have said about you, or you just feel like, oh, because people don't talk to me, I don't have enough followers, I don't have enough people liking my post. My darling, don't think that way. Whose report will you believe? Repeat the report of the Lord. And his report says, you're free, you are healed, you're restored. He's giving you his best. Like, I don't want any man's best. I want God's best. And that's the ultimate thing. So what more would you even ask of God? Is it his best, or that he should bring men or men's best? So hi, I'm in the building. My guest, who is showing us the beautiful sky in the UK.
I'm still out.
How
That's
are
why.
you?
I'm good.
Great having you. Oh my, it's amazing. I am super happy that you're here today. So, my people, for those that are just coming in for the first time, just listening to me, this is Chef. I always like putting the chef. I just think it's just extra cute. I feel it's extra cute. Ife Adesola, and she's a chef. She's one of the amazing chefs in Feldos. Now, before I even start, let me start from the beginning. From the beginning. Why pastries? Like, you could do 1,000 other things. You could maybe start like going to makeup or start your own airline. So why being a chef?
Well, I mean, it was like a family business. It was from our mom. It's me and my sister, actually, right? So, why did we even start it? Honestly, it was because I was broke. And I needed... I won't lie. It wasn't because...
Oh my God.
It wasn't because of this passion for baking. Nah, I needed money. And my mom taught us how to... It first started with chin chin, and she taught us how to make it. I'm like, okay, I got the hang of this. I could probably do this. I need more money. So, I'm going to do it, because pocket money wasn't cutting it. Like, it wasn't cutting it at all. Oh, hi, guys. I see my friends here. And so, yeah, that was it. And then eventually it became a passion. Like, oh, I actually kind of like this. Oh, okay, I can make some money from this. and then
Mm,
that's how it all started. I'm not.
mm,
Why not
mm.
makeup? I don't really like makeup. I mean, I like makeup, but it's stress. I'm not good at it. Like that, I won't lie. I'm not good at it. So,
Oh,
this is one thing that I'm good at. One thing that I
mm,
learned over the years. Like my mom started doing it from before I was even born. So
wow.
obviously, yeah. So and her grandmother taught her how to make it. So it was just
Um,
it's just organic, I would say, to get into that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. So, how was school life? Like, if you didn't start up like having the passion to do all that, and it was
Mhm.
just something that you did extra bucks in school. So, how was
Mhm.
school life for you? Was it that you first like you were doing it in school, or like you didn't want it to disturb your school life?
Okay, so basically in school, it was actually my mom. My mom was doing it in school, and like, she would tell me, "Oh, your friends want make pies, your friends want chin chin. I'll make it. You take it to school," and that's how it
Okay.
initially started from school. So this was like second year actually, and
Okay.
then third year when I was going to third year, my mom left Canada to go back to the UK, and
Okay.
it was a case where people were still asking for these products. And I was like, okay, mommy, teach me how to make this. And then, I'll start making it. So even at that, it wasn't still on a large scale. It wasn't
Okay.
still on a large scale. It was still like very small. And it was here and
Okay.
there. So it wasn't a business per se at that time. So school
Okay.
was okay. It wasn't a big deal. Like it was whatever. It wasn't like,
Okay.
oh, I would rather do this than be in school. It was literally just, oh, let me
Okay.
just get over and done with and then get the money. And that was it initially. So with school, it wasn't crazy like that. So yeah, that was
Okay.
that.
So, what was the major in school?
Oh, economics. Yeah, and I
Oh,
struggled.
so she
I
went all out the
struggled.
money line. So she went all out the money line. So,
I struggled,
you see, it
yeah.
was a family business. So we would say that everybody in the house does it, or just you and your sister.
So it's me and my sister. Mainly me and my
Okay.
sister. She's gonna show her face right now. So this is my sister. The
Oh,
second
hi,
person in
how you
Feldos.
doing? Oh
I'm
my,
good.
yeah, I can recognize. I can. I'm good. I'm
And that's
good.
my
I'm good. This is
brother.
amazing. Oh, hi, how you
And that's
doing?
my mom.
Oh my.
The person that's
Oh, hello, ma. How you doing, ma? Oh my, so we
so
have everybody. We have the whole house. Wow,
yeah,
wow.
basic.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So it's mainly me
Wow,
and
wow.
my sister. My brother is more into the marketing side of it. Sorry, it's
Okay,
really loud here. My brother is more into the marketing side of it, and
okay,
but me and my sister were more hands-on, and we do everything ourselves. Quality. My brother does quality control as well, actually, but
okay.
it's mainly like the hard work, the hard labor. It's me and my sister. Then all the extra, my
Okay.
brother joins in. Yeah.
So days where you're like extremely busy, and this is me saying that I had a baker my last episode was a
Mhm.
baker, and what she told me was that she started to as like a passion, like it was not like a passion. She just like,
Mhm.
when you just stumble over something and
Mhm.
it's working out for you, right?
Mhm.
And for me, I don't think I can stay near people that are doing all this cake stuff and pastry stuff. I
Mhm.
because I believe I can blow up, right? But the truth is, how do you manage that? Because for me, once you're doing the batter, you're doing this, I am licking that, I am chewing that, I am tasting that. So I told
Yeah.
myself, no, my strength, let me leave it for people that can do it
Mhm.
and all that.
Mhm.
How do you balance it?
Really and truly, the thing is, when you're baking stuff, when you're used to baking stuff all the time, you get used to it. You don't really crave it like that, right? But
Okay.
when we're really busy, let me tell you, we don't sleep. And I'm telling you,
Wow.
like, there was a day there was a conference at my church. Shout out House of Praise. There was a conference at
Oh,
my church, and we
okay.
were exhibiting. And so take this in, we were exhibiting. We're in the choir. We're in two choirs
Okay.
actually. So we're in the main choir, and then we're in our youth choir. And then we had a guest minister, Jonathan Nelson. We were backing up for him. So that's already
Oh,
three commitments, and we had Feldos. So the conference was Friday and Saturday. The last time we slept Wednesday night. We didn't sleep Thursday night. We didn't sleep Friday night. And it was a full day of singing and, service. And full day of service. And then we didn't sleep till Saturday night. So it was crazy. So we hardly sleep. But the thing is, I've noticed that when you're passionate about something, when you don't sleep, it doesn't really affect you as much, to be honest. I won't lie. Like, I thought when people would say that it was a whole lot of crap. But honestly, when you are passionate about something, when you don't sleep, you don't feel it as much. I won't even lie to you. Like, this is the honest truth. And me, everyone that knows me knows that I love sleep. I can sleep anywhere. So, no, I'm not even joking. So I can sleep anywhere. So I'm telling you, like, when the passion is there, sleep is not, like, you don't get the sleep. You're like, okay, yeah, you sleep later, but like the joy you get from when people taste your products and the reviews from people and like just them telling you how much they love your product and how much like the customer service is good and this and the other, trust me, it keeps you going. It definitely keeps you going, and you just want to be better. You want the standard to remain the same. You want to keep getting better at things, and that's one thing. You don't want to be stagnant. That is one thing that we don't want to do. We want to, and because we don't want to just be in the African community, we're trying to diversify to other people like Caucasians and like Asians and different tribes and stuff and different cultures, right? So you always have to be evolving with the times and things like that. So we try to put our best foot forward. Even when we're tired, you would not know, because trust me, face is hella beat right now. I'm looking like struggle. But the face will be made up and stuff, and you wouldn't know that we're running on like no sleep at all. So that's really what it is. And also another thing that helps is prayer. Another thing that helps is prayer as well. Like, without God, trust me, you can't do anything. I won't lie. Without God, you can't do anything at all. Nothing at all. So that's what definitely keeps us going. Yeah.
No, that's really amazing. So when you think about it, like, check yourself like 2, 3, 4 years down the line, what's the goal? Like, most people feel like, and I'm looking at the workload, right? So is it like you to diversify into different other stuffs, or like you're just gonna stay through to like, okay, me and my sister doing this? Because the reason why I asked the question, let me ask this question before I ask that one. So your mom used to be the one that does all the pastries and everything, because while you were in school. So how did you sustain the taste? Because that people had this level of, ooh, I'm taking this thing, it's too yummy, it's too good, and they had that in mind while they were eating the one she made. So how did you balance it that people did not lose that taste feel of what they used to take when she was making it, and what is you used to make?
Sorry, hold on.
Okay, no problem.
My was on the phone, so I had to get out of the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so your question is, how did we sustain the taste?
Yeah.
The thing is, we made sure there's a recipe, and the quantities are the same. And like I said, when you've been around something I would say I've been around this, I'm 27 this year. So literally 27 years of my life, pretty much. I know how it tastes. We've done trial and error. Obviously, when the transfer was done, there was a lot of trial and error. There was a lot. But once we got the taste, once we got the consistency,
Okay.
And yeah, it was all good.
Okay. I didn't hear the last part. It cracked up though.
I said once we got the taste and once we got the consistency, the consistency, it was good. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, so do you do like trainings for people, or are you still just doing it on a small scale for you, just yourselves?
So right now it's just still me and my sister. We are not I mean, in the near future, definitely we will train people, but the
Okay.
recipe is going to be a secret. But oh yeah, it's still the family. It's going to be state. It's going to be in the family and everything like that. But for right
Mm,
now, just both of us.
mm,
Eventually, we will then bring people on board. Train them on how we like our products. Like I said, quality
mm,
control is very, very important, and you don't
mm,
want a situation where you bring people on board, the taste changes, and people are like, "What happened? This is not the Feldos that we know." Things like that. So
mm,
you
mm.
want to make sure that it remains consistent. So before we bring people on board, we need to. We're getting there, but not right now. Not right
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So the reason why I was asking from the startup experience is because I know a lot of people have different startup like experiences based on like probably they didn't have money or they couldn't fend for themselves and they just started up and this. So what would be your own advice when it comes to people that are starting from the scratch? Like it was like a transfer for you, right? Like it
now.
was something that your mom was doing and you like got a hand off. And for those that don't know, you should go to www.feldos.ca and you see their amazing rates. And they're pretty good. They're based in Ontario, Canada. And for those that don't know what they do, they're into pastries and yes, Ife is one of the chefs. Her and her sister manage the Feldos brand. So right now, what's your take on startups? Because people will be like, well, that means you didn't really have. People will tag you that you didn't have like a startup experience, but in the
Mhm.
trial and errors, like we want to hear the stories behind this trial and errors where you almost wanted to walk away from it or wanted to say, you know what, well, mommy has done her part. Let's just leave it and let her come back and continue what she's doing. So
Mhm.
what would your what did you feel like when you were doing all those trial and error sessions?
Okay, so let me even go back a bit. So yes, even though it
Okay.
was handed off, we made it a
Yeah.
brand, right? We
Mm,
rebranded
mm,
all of that. So when it initially started, it was just a
okay.
case of, oh,
Okay. So
can you hear me?
we're having some. Okay, now I'm hearing you now.
Yeah, so I'm saying initially it off, we made it wasn't known as the Feldos brand at that point. It was just a case of,
Okay.
oh, I want meat pie. If your mom makes chin chin, if your mom makes meat pie, I want to order. That's how we initially started off
Okay.
as, right? So
Okay.
when we took over, it was still on that level of, yeah, we make it. So it wasn't a business per se. So we
Okay.
did start. We definitely started because the whole rebranding that we had to do that took over a year. It took over a year
Okay.
to change the look of everything. And initially, when we said, okay, we were gonna start a quick logo, a quick website, very basic and everything. Okay, so to know that, yeah, we direct people here, this is what we do. We did a very simple photo shoot, that type of a thing. But now, when we wanted
Yeah.
to rebrand and really like push it forth, we rebranded. We did all the, research, branding, everything. I mean, we had a brand manager that did all of that for us. But
Okay.
at the end of the day, we did still have to start from literally zero up, right?
Mm,
So
mm,
one advice I would say, and I think most people in our generation are very scared to just start, and I would
mm,
say, honestly, just start. The
mm,
worst thing that can happen, the worst thing that can happen is that you fail. Literally, you're not gonna die,
mm.
right? You're not
No,
gonna die.
no, that's
You won't
not
die.
even possible.
Exactly,
Mm,
you won't die.
mm,
So the worst thing that would happen is that you would fail. But just start. Like
mm,
starting is definitely like the first step. Um, I
mm,
would also say having a good support system helps as well.
mm.
And support
Having a good
system
support system. Mm,
it definitely
mm,
helps. So I'm saying even like friends, family, um,
mm,
and also another thing, like if you're a person of faith, your
mm,
faith helps as well. Because there are times when you're so tired and you just need that word and that encouragement. And
mm,
you need that. You definitely need that to push through. You need that to push through.
Mm.
So
Mm.
that I would say that is very, very necessary. And one thing that I would say
Mm.
we're very grateful for is our pastor. Um,
Mm.
his spirit, that spirit of excellence, spirit of excellence, spirit of excellence. And so for us, that is a driving factor. That is a driving
Mm.
factor for how we do things and why we do certain things. The mere fact that
Mm.
we are
Mm.
the mere fact that we are Christians, it
Mm.
already means that you need to be excellent at what you do. Yeah, nobody's going to be perfect. No one is saying that you're
Yeah.
going to be perfect or anything. But that spirit of excellence that Daniel
Yeah.
had, he did not have two heads. Okay,
Mm.
he didn't have two heads.
Mm.
It's the same one head that we
True.
all have, that Daniel had. And
Mm.
obviously, the
Mm.
his um his standout factor was the fact that he was a child of God. So I just feel like as a child
Mm.
of God, that
Mm.
makes that should be the onus to be excellent.
Mm.
That is the
Mm.
onus to be excellent. And so in as much as you
Mm.
have to be excellent, so you have to do your due diligence, do your
Mm.
edit
Mm. Mm.
that. So
So
can
someone just sent a question. Okay.
I'm listening.
Someone just sent a question. How do you come back after failure? Because I know people that have tried thousand. I was talking to a friend in Indianapolis yesterday, and we were discussing about a particular brand that the brand has been going back and forth into different businesses and all that, and we're like, even though the person is good in everything the person works with, we still felt like the person could re-strategize, right? But
Mm-hmm.
how do you come back after you've tried this, you've tried that, you've done music, you've done art, you've done pastry, you've done business, and nothing seems to work? So how do you come back and you're like, okay, I gotta do what I gotta do. I have to jump back. I have to pump myself back into the system. It's easy to say if you're not in that position, right? So how
Mm-hmm.
do you jump back into after failure? Basically, that was the person's asking.
I mean, it might sound very cliche to say, but
Okay.
you start again. Who was the person? I don't know who it was that figured out the light bulb or something. He failed like what 99 times, and then the 100th time
Yeah.
he got it right. So in
Yeah.
as much it can be very exhausting, you keep trying again, and
Mm.
that's when the God factor comes in, because if you don't have the God factor on your own human strength, it is very, very frustrating. And I won't lie, sometimes
Mm.
it's very, very frustrating. Like I'm actually like I'll be close to tears, so close to
Mm.
tears. Like that God factor, and that's where the God factor definitely comes in. Even God factor should even come in from the onset, not just when
Mm.
you're tired and physically tired. So from the
Mm.
onset, the God factor needs to be there, right? So like
Mm.
yes, you feel, and then maybe that's even another chance to talk to God and be like, oh God, like, is what am I supposed to do? Because then again, if you keep
Mm.
trying stuff on your own accord, maybe it's not what you're supposed to do, and you
Mm.
just need that direction, right? You just need that
Mm.
direction. So I would say, yes, keep
Mm.
trying again. You need to talk to God and ask Him, okay, God, what is my purpose? What exactly am I supposed to do? Because that's how you just keep going round
Mm.
and round and round in circles. And sometimes you
In
can actually run mad.
circles. Yeah.
You can run mad.
It's the truth.
You know
It's
how
the
drugs like
truth.
change
It's the
the pill.
truth.
You know how
Depression
drugs
comes in a lot.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're very, very correct. Like depression comes in, and I
Yeah.
loved one thing you said. Funny thing is that having the right support system, it is very, very important. That the kind of people you put around you, the people that push you. You
Mm-hmm.
know, there are times where you just and you know, in the midst of the support system, you still have people that will almost want to talk you off that course, and they'll be like, "Ah, after all you've done in school, after
Mm-hmm.
this, so this is what you want to do. It's not working. It's not this." There's still some people that they're supposed to be a support system, but they turn out to be a very, very wonderful support system, we should not say, but
Yeah.
still they try to push you though, because I tell people that when someone says ill about you, or when someone says this thing cannot work out and it's something you're gunning for, you should try as much as possible to make sure that that will be your drive. So
Yeah.
you almost want to make failure and what do you call this thing? There's this particular word I'm trying to get. When people talk you down, that will be a very good push for you, and it will not just be that everything will be rosy. Oh, I never had anybody talk against me. I never had anyone say that this thing will not work out. There are times where you just wake up and smell the coffee and say, you know what? If this person is saying that in this business there's nobody that's had success, in quotes, oh, in Canada they don't eat chin chin from black people, you know what? Feldos will be different,
Yeah.
because you will be the one that will be your main force, right? It will not just be that you now say, oh, since then, what's even chin chin? Do they even know? It's so hard. You know, their jaw will be very delicate. No, you have to be your own push. And yeah, I totally agree with you. Another
My
thing I
sister
want to talk
wanted to say
about.
something. My
Okay.
sister wanted to add something.
Okay, yeah, she can jump in.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to add that when it comes to get back up audience, have the key to what you need to tweak a little bit in your business model, and that could actually be the change, in what you in your next step. Because what we had to do is we had to actually add other products to our line. So before it was just chin chin and so we had to add scotch egg, we had to add puff puff, we had to add sausage rolls. So when you listen to your target audience, sometimes they can give you I guess direction into what next to do, and then importantly is to look at what failed and why it failed. Answering that question failed, and actually like taking in what I need to do to prevent this from happening again. That could actually help you with moving forward with your business. Yes. Yeah.
Amazing. So having a target audience is actually really important. But how do you manage it? And this is why I asked. Not everybody likes things that are spicy, so you don't want your fish roll to just blare, and you don't want your puff puff to taste the same way everybody's puff puff has been tasting, or you don't want your scotch egg to just be okay, you just put the flour, egg, and that's all. So what's that extra thing that you feel that people that, okay, it's like I have friends that are in the same, that have talk shows. So how do people make their brand still uniquely different, but they're still targeting the same audience like every other person?
So what we had, one thing we had tastes like samples. And so for example, for the meat pie now, we had someone that ordered it, and there was an ingredient that we put in, and he said, oh, he didn't want that ingredient. So we took it out, and when he took it out, we liked the taste better, even as us, because we knew it with adding that ingredient in. We took it out, and that's the recipe we now use without that ingredient in, right? So sometimes it still goes back to listening to what your target audience is saying, so okay, what is sustainable, and you always experiment. Well, you need to find the time to experiment and know, okay, oh, how do I like this taste? Oh, how do I like that taste? And because we're in Canada, we actually don't put pepper